outside of Syria.
Question is, can they? And now the latest casualties of their progress is that this has now become a genocide. They're coming to Christians, they're coming to minority groups and saying, you either change to be like us or we'll kill you, or maybe we'll just kill you anyway. What do we see in these groups? Because you've been among them. You know these cultures.
This is a part of Iraq. This is a part of the Middle East that is incredibly diverse. I don't know any other place all over the Middle East that has this kind of diversity. There are Christian populations. There are groups called Yazidis, Shabbat. Some of these religions predate Islam. Some of these are thousands of years old, and these little communities, 50,000 here, 100,000 there, they have survived for millennia.
And now they're being wiped out.
Now they're under real threat of being completely eliminated.
So the Yazidis, we've heard about, this minority group flying up to the Sinjar, up onto a mountaintop, literally. That's their last place of refuge. They don't have water, and the troops are closing in. Only thing we can believe is they want to kill them.
Yes, there are 40 or 50,000 people, we believe, out in the mountains. We've seen photographs of that. It looks biblical. It looks like an exodus of people. And they are completely exposed on those mountaintops. They're not like there's a warren of caves that they can hide in and take shelter.
It's high ground, but with none of the benefits.
It's high ground with no benefits.
So this may be the key, okay, right or wrong. Once you start killing Christians, you will get more international attention. That's happening. We're bringing the attention. Yeah, but to be fair, Christians have been taking a beating around the world for a while now. It's been ignored. We're looking at the Middle East in Jerusalem. Used to be 70% Christian, now less than 10%, and they're being kicked out in very harsh ways. But this is an all-out genocide. How do you think this changes the picture?
Well, this forces Western powers to pay attention. France has offered them refuge. The U.S. has obviously paid. We saw the president last night speak up much more forcefully, and has the authorization of force. That is going to change some of the calculus on the ground. But the question is whether it will happen fast enough to save those Christians. Right now, they are fleeing. They're trying to stay with friends and relatives wherever they can, or they're staying in sort of refugee encampments. But can we get there fast enough? Because it's not. We can argue, and the president is saying there will be no boots on the ground. That's fine. None of our boots, but there've got to be some boots on the ground. These ISIS terrorists, they're on the ground, and they can only realistically be taken out on the ground. Those have to be Iraqi boots, those have to be Kurdish boots, maybe the Turks get involved and others, because the one thing about ISIS that we can say with any confidence is that everybody hates them. They hate everybody, but in turn everybody hates them.
But they're getting popularity among those who want to create terror. That's why we're just showing you this last map. No matter what the name is of the organization, there's a common philosophy, there's a common motivation, and now there's going to be a common cash flow. And that's why you have to look. It's not just what's going on in Iraq. We've been ignoring Syria. Over 100,000 people killed there. What's going on? ISIS instrumental. So you have Syria, Iraq, Yemen. You have, it looks like Al-Qaeda, but it's changing. The brand is irrelevant. It's what the intentions are. North Africa, another hotbed that's being ignored.
So we'll see it again around here in Nigeria. That's right. And the interesting thing is that a lot of these groups that were previously affiliated with Al-Qaeda, now they're pledging their allegiance to ISIS, to the so-called caliph of ISIS. And that means, at least in the terrorism community, he is the new shining star. That's right, the Caliph Abu Bakr.
And because within Islam, being the Caliph means that you are the legitimate religious leader. The Sunnis believe you'd be elected. The Shia believe you have to be a descendant of Muhammad. But in either way,
because very few Muslims outside of those terrorist groups think of him as a Caliph. They think of him as a terrorist leader who's trying to claim the role of Caliph. It would be like a Christian fundamentalist terrorist claiming to be a pope.
Right, and increasingly they are training to do attacks outside of these areas, specifically the U.S., so they don't have to go. Thank you very much. We need to learn more about this because the threat's growing every day.